Hi everyone, this is Kathy. Welcome to my channel, Kathy Mamelin Psychic Medium. Welcome to a 7-day forecast for my singles for any sign and any sign that you may be thinking of. So we're going to ask Spirit what is coming towards us, what is going on around us, any messages of love that they want for the week ahead. I do have some charms and initials. We'll be using those, but we'll be calling in our spirit guides for loving messages. So welcome back, everybody. Welcome to anybody that's been newly guided here. Let's see what your guides have for you for the week ahead. Let's see what they want you to know at this time. Spirit, I call upon you for loving messages. What is it that you want us to hear? What is it that you need us to know? Let's start with a couple of little angel messages just to get warmed up here. The universe supports your growth. Every moment is a chance to align with your highest good. Absolutely. What's best for you? Don't ever not put that first. You know, what's my highest good? My future self. You're making decisions constantly for your own future. You know, even if you love somebody, you're still making decisions for yourself. Your prayers are already answered. Trust that the blessings are on their way. I love that, right? Your prayers have been answered, right? That's sometimes that's all we need to know. That the things that I'm putting out into the universe, that Spirit is listening, that there's something that I want, that they know that they're going to appear. Yeah, sometimes we think our manifestations are just like going into, you know, nowhere land, but Spirit's listening. Spirit knows what's best for you. You are loved unconditionally. Trust in your worth and let divine love guide your steps. You are loved. You're loved by Spirit. You're loved by your friends, your family, everybody that you touch. So don't ever forget that. That's important to know. All right, let's see. I got lots of cards. I got to find some placement. Let's get another angel. Let's get an angel number. Let's see what they have for you. I have expansion 333. It's a good one. Okay. Trust in your abilities and embrace opportunities for growth and expansion. I'm just going to say trust yourself. You know, this feeling of I know myself better than anybody, and I'm going to just keep believing that I do know how to make good decisions for myself, and I do know what it is that's best for me. So I would say it that way. Fairies, what do you have for us? Get some fairy guidance today. I have protection. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical fairy ring of love and light. Practice psychic protection before embarking upon any spiritual work. Practice psychically protecting yourself, guarding yourself. I do that with every reading. Absolutely. I'm always asking Spirit to, you know, only allow loving energy into my readings and to not allow me to have any attachments to something that I don't want to linger afterwards. So I'm constantly guarding myself. I'm constantly putting a bubble around myself for protection, that invisible bubble, and just saying, here I am, I'm in the light, I am listening. So yeah, we want to do that. I have a journey. It's time to prepare for a journey. Look at this cute bunny. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport. A little bit of a far away destination energy. Maybe somebody wants to travel with you in the future. Maybe we're going to be a couple that does a lot of traveling together in the future. That feels nice. But just the metaphor of journey, that we're ready to start this journey, or it's time to prepare for this journey. You know, Spirit's been preparing you for the moment that you meet this person, for this next relationship, you know. So I feel like it's so that you know who you are and you're ready. What are the messages, Spirit? Let's ask the cards. Let's see what they say. All right, I got some jumpers back here. I have a Lovers, gorgeous, an Empress, High Priestess, and I have a Knight of Cups. So beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so They're sharing with me a couple of things. The first thing, and I have a 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of my deck. The first thing they shared with me was this beautiful sense of this light in love has arrived. Okay. That this, I mean, maybe we have been manifesting this. Maybe this is the soulmate energy, but let's start with this Knight and this Lover's card, that I feel I have romantic feelings for you. I could say it as simply as that. When was the last time you had romantic feelings for somebody? You know, there's a lot of feelings out there where you're like, no, I don't think so. But not very many people we are romantically attracted to. Spirit just said, I recognize this soul. This soul, a soulmate. I recognize this soul is how they said it to me. I recognize you as my soulmate. Okay. I recognize you. And maybe your souls just say it right from the start. It could be as simple as, I feel like I've known you forever. That would probably be the easiest way for me to describe that feeling. I also feel like there was a sense of this light coming into you. There was a sense of you shining. They're saying shining above all others. Okay, so you stand out. There's something about you, your aura, your presence, your glow. I love that. You know, just this sense of, I feel like this feeling of you're glowing. Okay. That, you know, your smile, you had me. Okay. You had me at smile. You had me at your laugh, you know, like that's all it took. One smile, one eye contact thing, and you had me. But this is a feeling of the light. This is a feeling of, they're saying, an inner knowing within you. I have to tell you, well, the work that you're doing on yourself, this loving yourself, taking care of myself, putting myself first, nurturing myself, working on my spiritual growth, I feel like it's just oozing out of you, and it's just going to attract the right person. You know, so those are all really good qualities. Those are beautiful things. So somebody is seeing the best in you. They're seeing this beautiful human emotional side of you. They're saying we're all human. And maybe you just have this kind of love for humanity, you know, that you love everybody. 12:22 on the clock. So 222, while I'm recording this. Yeah, it's almost like I don't judge. I don't judge. I love everybody. And all this love is coming back into me. So 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of my deck. Beautiful. I have a Hanged Man. I have an Ace of Pentacles. And I have a 2 of Pentacles. A little bit of a time's up energy came in, that they're going to break you from this kind of holding pattern that some of you are in. Okay. Maybe it's time for you to step out of your comfort zone. It's time for you to try something new that you haven't tried for a long time. You know, you just weren't even interested in dating. You just didn't want to put the energy into meeting somebody new because it's just been a pain in the neck. But this is a feeling of a push. I feel like something pushes you. Could be a friend. Okay. Could be a friend, could be a child. Maybe you have a young adult child that says, hey, mom or dad, I'm going to set up your dating site and make you get out there and meet new people. But it was a little bit of a push in the right direction, to show that you're secure, to show that you have a lot to offer, there's a sense of, I have a lot to offer. Okay. That 10 of Pentacles and even that Ace of Pentacles is, you're the package, right? So it's you having this beautiful kind of belief in, you'd be lucky to have me. Trust me, you know, you would be lucky to have me. If I come into your life, you're one lucky person, right? So that's how I want you to think, and that's how I want you to behave, because you do have a lot to offer. Yeah, Spirit's like, you're not a loser. You got a lot to offer, you know. So there's this beautiful sense of that. I have a Page of Cups at the bottom of my deck. I have a King of Swords. And then there's this Queen of Pentacles again, and a Sun. I'll take all of these. Okay. So here's this sense of, I think I like this little bit of a spark with this page and this king. It could be they're saying serious questions in the beginning, like, are you single? Are you connected to anybody? Do you have children? You know, what are you looking for? So I feel like this king is coming in, I don't want to say too strong, but they're asking some hard questions that is telling them whether I want to pursue you or not. Okay, are you available? And if you say, well, it's complicated, I'm in a situationship, this king's going to walk away. This king's too smart for that. This king is going to ask some questions that doesn't put them in a situation that they're getting into something they don't want to be in. So this page is interesting to them. This page is, I like what you said. Okay, I like that. That's nice. You know, maybe you joke about, you know, that you've been single and you just haven't met the right one, you know, hoping that you meet the right one at some point, you know. But this king is not going to waste their time, is how I feel. But I do feel like they like just kind of the pureness of your honesty and your openness about your own feelings. So I would go there. They can tell that you can hold your own. No doubt in my mind. They can tell that you've got your whole life with or without somebody. I have a house, I have a home, I have a dog, you know, whatever it is. I can pay my own bills. I don't need you to pay my bills, you know. So they like that, you know, like you're somebody that a king could start something with, because this king is not going to put themselves in a situation where they don't know what they're getting into. They're not going to walk into a third party situation. They're not going to be interested in I'm technically not with somebody, but you know, they're going to walk away from something like that. They're just going to say, no, I don't have time for this. This isn't a game for me. Let's start to get some clues. I've got some initials, so let's get some first initials, last initials. Let's see what they say. I have a Y, K, W, Z, N. I have an R, another R. I have a T, W, another R, okay, R, B. I have an F, an I have a Y, J, an N, and an O. And then I have some new letters I've been using, and these are first letter and second letter of either the first name or the last name. Okay, so these are, I think, a little bit more accurate. I think they're a little harder. So if you do get the person on your mind, I think that's kind of neat. Let's see what they have. I have an SC, JE, RY, FR, HE, HA, PA. I have a JO. Get two more. I have an OL. And I have a WA. Okay, so first name, last name on either side. So if you got those, that's kind of fun. Spirit, what sign could they be? Let's see. Let's get a couple of signs. Spirit, what sign could their person be? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I have a Scorpio. I have an Aquarius, Leo. I have a Virgo, and I have a Sagittarius. So I know my charms might have some additional clues also. Spirit, tell me more about this connection. Where is this connection headed? What is it that you want for us? I recognize you as my soulmate. Your prayers have been answered. Nice. I have intention. When your focus is clear, your real match appears. So again, it's almost like a choice that we're making right now, that I'm going to either step out of my comfort zone. I'm going to try new things, Spirit's saying. I'm intentionally going to put myself in situations where I have the potential to meet this soulmate so that Spirit can actually put us together in a situation. If you sit in your house all day long watching TV, you're not going to meet somebody new. You got to be out in public. You got to be talking to people somehow, whether it's online or, in some kind of community setting. So you've got to do it. You got to push yourself. Illumination. Whatever the question, the answer is to keep loving. I feel like the number one thing that this person is attracted to you is not only that feeling of I love your smile and you had me at smile, but your light, your illumination. They said you're glowing. And I think they're honest when they say that it could be you're so positive. It could be that they like listening to how you view the world, how you see others, your kindness for anybody, regardless of race or religion or age or anything, that you kind of just love all of humanity. So there's this beautiful sense of the light in you. So that is your best quality right now, and that's what's going to attract them. So that feels nice. I have a source. Fill your own cup so that you have enough to share. So that's the feeling of I'm practicing, not practicing, but I do love myself. I do. You'd be lucky to have me. I want you to say that 1,000 times. Like, whoever gets me is lucky to have me. That's for sure. Otherwise, they're not worthy of you, right? It's if they don't appreciate you for you and all that you have to offer, they're not going to be good enough for you. I have lightness. Yeah, illumination, lightness. The word of the day is light. Unburden your heart so it can hold greater love. So yeah, I've let a lot go in order to be able to rise above. Okay. I'm seeing things from a higher perspective, they're saying. I'm kind of looking at things from a different point of view. And they're saying, where do I go from here? So there's also this sense of stage in my life, or the age that I'm at, that those things are important to you, that those things are factoring into this particular equation when you're meeting somebody, because that's different for everybody, isn't it? It's a depending on where your stage in your life. So I feel like that's influencing your decisions. So that's important. Let's get some of these. I got a bunch of jumpers back here. So I have a 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups. I have a 2 of Cups. I have a 9 of Pentacles. And I have a 10 of Pentacles. Out of the 7 of Cups into the 2 of Cups, it was very much this feeling out of all the people out there, I choose you. Okay. And it's true. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of single people there. I know you don't believe it. I know you don't think there's any, but there is. And you have choices and options, and they have choices and options. And we choose each other, right? So I choose you and you choose me. But it's out of all of these different people, it's finding that one person that you even want to spend time with, that you're even attracted to. So when you find it, hold on to it. Okay. Put time into it. Enjoy it. Right. So there's that sense of security coming in also with those 9 and 10 of Pentacles, that I feel like over time the security comes in. I feel the more I get to know you, the more secure I feel. This person, it could be Spirit's way of saying that this person is financially secure. Maybe that's a big question on your mind. I'm sorry, but I want to make sure that this person can at least pay their own bills. I'm not greedy. They don't have to be like a gazillionaire, but I need to be with somebody that had a job or has a job that is self-sufficient. That's not a lot to ask. So it could be Spirit's way of saying, for those of you that that's important, or part of the equation, they're saying that, yeah, there's some security here. I have a Page of Pentacles. I have a 3 of Cups. I have a 7 of Pentacles. Not only are they secure, they're willing to build security. Look at this Knight of Pentacles. So it felt like we were a team there, that we are putting our heads together. Let's just say we're a young couple. We are going to be married, and we are putting our heads together with saving for a home. We're putting our heads together with, what's our budget? What's our expenses? What can we afford for rent or mortgage payment? How much do you make? How much do I make? Who pays what? So, or we have it combined and we have a budget. So it felt like working as a team. It felt like kind of getting through some of those obstacles and overcoming kind of how do we get from here to there. Okay. So that's good. That means that you guys are going to, work together. Just kind of, face it, we all have to do it. We all have to pay our rent and our mortgage and our car payment and whatever. But we're going to do it as a team, is how it came into me. I have a 2 of Swords. So that's coming in. All right. I trust the decision that I'm going to make. I have a 6 of Wands. That came into me as I'm proud of myself. It came into whatever I've done up until this point, I'm proud of myself. And again, it goes back to, you're going to be lucky to have me. You are lucky to have me, an Ace of Wands. And not only are you lucky to have me, you're going to be like super attracted to me because I'm hot. I'm hot and you're attracted to me. So yeah, I'm sure that you are. To them, you will be. I love it. Let's get some charms. Maybe we'll get some additional clues. And let's see what our charms are saying. So let me get my little tray here, and I have this beautiful bowl, and these particular charms are really small, so I always have a hard time with this particular bowl, but there's so many different ones in here. So I said, oh, I'm going to try to use this one today, but they're so tiny sometimes. So I got to definitely get my tweezers. So the first thing that's jumping out at me is this peace sign. So I've got this kind of 70s vibe. Maybe I was born in the 70s. Maybe I just like that period. I like that music. Maybe I just like the whole peace on earth, that I wish the world had more peace. You fight for peace, you fight for people. There was a sense there, I'm not going to get political, but there was a sense there where I don't believe in the systems anymore. And I wish that we could go back to fighting for what we all believe in. So we could be discouraged right now with some of the things going on around us. So that could be you, that could be them. All right, I have this red moon. The red is coming into me more than anything. I've got a red heart. I got a couple of red hearts, but the color red is coming into me. Red, of course, is passion, but it could be somebody who just looks great in red. They have a tendency to wear red. They could wear red lipstick. It could be their color, like black and red, and I don't know. Some people can pull. Red is not my color, so I envy people who have like that dark hair and can wear red, like a true red. So that's nice. I just feel like it's connected to the color. Like I wear a lot of red. My wardrobe has a lot of red. This feels like I wanted to say Lucky Charm, but it's not a 4-leaf clover, but it did feel like a Lucky Charm for a minute there. They're saying petals, petals, petals. Is this a Lucky Charm? Maybe I am feeling Lucky Charm. What's this one? Yeah, I'm going to go with the Lucky Charm. I mean, this came in as Lucky Charm, and this is a Lucky Charm. So maybe it's more of a, I feel lucky too. You know, somebody says, I'm so lucky to have you. And the other person says, yeah, I mean, I'm so lucky to have you too. You know, we're both really grateful for this connection. Okay, what is this? This is a little letter. It's an R. We had a lot of R's, didn't we? Okay, so R is popular. And this is an X. So I have the letter X. Could be an X. The letter X is in the name. Okay, I feel like I want to say Roxy. Okay, and let's see. Okay, all right. I have a lot of moon energy. I have a Q. All right, I have a pink moon. I have a lot of crescent moon energy. So I'm asking Spirit. They said I'm almost there. There was a sense of I'm almost there. So maybe we have to go through some moon cycles, something like that. But it felt like I'm almost there. Next full moon, like I got to wait towards the next full moon, something like that. I have the rotation of a sun. Okay, so I have a sun energy. And I have a smiling cloud. I have blue skies and a sun. Clear day. They're saying thinking clearly, falling in love. The sky is bluer, the grass is greener. But I feel that brightness coming in. I feel that happiness coming in. Every day is beautiful. So I'm definitely, not that you don't notice the weather more, but it's a beautiful day. Okay. It's maybe we're going for walks. Maybe we're spending more time outside with this person. They like to walk. We're eating outside, or we like to go to a certain park and walk, or something along those lines. But for some reason, I feel like I'm outside more, and I'm realizing that it's a beautiful day more often, if that makes sense. Not that you don't notice it normally, but because this person's with you, it's like, oh, we had a beautiful walk. It was a beautiful day. And we took advantage of that. It was a beautiful day, something like that. I have flowers. Flowers are blooming. I'm going to go with that little pink flower. Okay. Little pink flower. I'm going to come back to these two in a minute. Okay. I have a disco ball. I like to dance. Somebody says I like 70s music. Somebody says I like 80s music. I want disco music, maybe. Is disco the beginning of the 80s? I think it is. Late 70s, maybe. Let's see. But I like to dance, is how I felt. I like to dance. So somebody who just likes the beat, like a dance beat. Okay, and here's another smiley face cloud. So yeah, blue skies. I'm going to say it that way. I have a unicorn. Okay, believe in miracles. Okay, and I have a shining star. I'm going to say make a wish. All right. Make a wish with this kind of golden star and this unicorn, just that, dreams come true. I mean, I don't ever want you to forget that. What did they say in the beginning? Your prayers have been answered. Okay. So whether you say I manifest, I pray, I keep putting it out into the universe, however you are talking, I make a wish, every time I go by a pond or something, I throw a penny in. You know, I try everything, right? So yeah, I don't ever want to give up on that dream. Okay, I have a doctor's bag. So two things came into me. It could be a medical doctor. It could be, they're saying medical school even. And then believe it or not, for some of you, not all of you, don't get upset. It came like we're visiting the doctor because we're having a baby and we're going to the doctor together. So it's, you know, that's one of the times that's something we do together. We go to those doctor visits together as a couple because we're having the baby and we want to know like how the baby's growing and all those things. So there's a little bit of the doctor's visits together. Okay, so something is going on with that. For those of you that maybe would love that, would love to have a baby. I have a wrench, but I feel like it's more of somebody who can work with their hands, familiar with tools, fixes things, plumbers, car mechanics, contract workers, handy people, you know, somebody who's not afraid to, I almost feel like I've had a hammer in my hand since I was a kid, like my father taught me energy. So whether they do that for a living or not, I feel like that's just a part of their life. I feel like I just looked at a whole wall in the garage of things hanging on like a pegboard. So almost like a workshop. So this person, it could be very important to them. Okay. And then last but not least, I have a diamond and I have a ring. So I have this beautiful kind of precious stone, they're saying. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be a diamond. That's a black diamond, which would be very rare. But I have a precious stone, could be an onyx, and I have a ring. So I do feel a ring is on its way. I do feel like this particular connection that we have been manifesting, that I recognize as a soulmate, there's a ring involved, okay, at some point. I'm not committing to it in the next 7 days, but there's a ring at some point. So those are my charms, okay? So those feel nice. I like those. Let me know if any of those connected to you. Spirit, can you please share with me some loving messages? What is it that you want us to know about this particular connection? What is it that you have coming for us? Beautiful reading. You know, dreams do come true, everybody. Do not, that's why I do these readings, because I know that some of you, not all of you, struggle with, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know where to turn. So if I say or do one thing that Spirit has shared with us today and it moves you forward and it keeps you going, then I'm doing my job as a spirit guide. So that is why I'm here. But hopefully we got something and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. That helps me out just a little bit on my channel. That would be nice. Okay, let's see what loving messages we have. I will be calling you soon. Okay, make a wish. I will be calling you soon. I have that strong king who wants to know what he's getting into or she's getting into and asking you some questions. I've looked at wedding rings. So there's the confirmation of the rings to come. Rings in the future. You've got my heart. Beautiful. You've captured me. My feelings for you are too intense. Is there such a thing as being too in love with somebody? Is there such a thing as like, I'm crazy in love with you? I don't think so. I think those are all things that we all hope for. A couple more, please, Spirit. I want a baby. I do feel like we're going to the doctor. Some of us, we are going to visit the doctor and we are going to be having a baby. I don't know if I shared with you that my husband, my step daughters, my husband's twin daughters who got married a couple years ago, are having, they're twins, and one is having a baby boy in July, and the other is having a baby boy in August. So we have back-to-back babies this summer, and we are so excited. It's our first grandchildren in our family, and we are so excited. So yeah, we're so blessed. So, but it's so cute that they had their weddings like 6 months apart. We had 2 weddings in the same year, and now we're having 2 babies in the same year. So we're really, really excited. Spirit, please share with me. Late at night, sometimes I can't sleep thinking about you, and I have you are the light there in the dark. Boy, light was your word of the day. It was. You are the light. And they see the light glowing. They see you glowing. They're attracted to the light. And that's what's going to draw them in. That's what's going to make them fall in love with you. And they're saying over and over again. They're going to fall in love with you over and over again. How gorgeous. Let's put this out into the universe. I want to thank Spirit for these messages. How wonderful. If you are new to this channel, please remember to hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Thank you always for your comments, your kind words. I appreciate them all. If you're interested in a private reading, please visit my website at KathyMammelin.psychicmedium.com. I'll put the link below. Also, my other 2 channels are very much up and running. My Pick a Card channel, my Twin Flame channel, and the links to those are below as well. I hope you enjoyed your reading today, and we will see you all again real soon.